like ice, tracing all my scars. Why is it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you, you break me, but something about it makes us so, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold. I break you break me, holding our love in chains of gold. Frozen in my dream, I can't escape the thoughts of you.
Welcome back, everybody, to EGF's coverage of Collegiate Rocket League. We're in round 3 of 3 in our heavyweight battle of Rocket League. We're in our final esports conference of the day in TCU. It's still King of Hills and Llama77 up here in the booth. And King, we've already had 2 phenomenal series, but now we've got 2 teams who have yet to lose a match.
Exactly. We got Turtle Mountain College versus Oglala Lakota College, 2 teams. Once again, you said undefeated, but tonight, one of these teams is going to add an L to their record. But this is going to be, the stakes are high when you're playing for 2 wins, for another win, and when you're trying not to lose and add to that record, just because, it always goes down. So I'm looking forward to see what these 2 teams bring to the table. I mean, this is, TCU, I'm not too familiar with all these schools, so can't wait to see what we see from the players, wanting to see some nice high-level action. We've been seeing high-level action all night, so I'm expecting to see probably a little bit more of that as we go into this next match.
Well, here we go. A best of 5 stations ourselves again in another good-looking matchup. Obviously, for both these 2 teams, we talked about undefeated. Now, kind of different levels of undefeated. For OLC, the Bravehearts, they come into this one 2-0. They have not yet lost a game. They're overall 6-0 in terms of their set victories, but it's the exact same for the team of TMC. They've got themselves 1 win, and they have also yet to lose a matchup. So somebody is going to lose their first map here in game number 1.
Yep, and this is why the stakes are high. You want to keep those records clean, but unfortunately, we can only have 1 winner in the EGF for this game here. So, I mean, that's how you want to play. You never want to play for a tie. There's a famous phrase on about ties. You never want to kiss your sister. Sorry to say that. I just don't want to play for the tie. That is look it up. That is what we say when we're playing for a tie. But we're playing for wins today.
Playing to win, only one can, and that is one of the sad aspects of Rocket League. For these 2 great teams, one of them will have to fall. And for the Bravehearts, they're the ones that have got the early offense. The lone shot on the board belongs to them. For Jake Herm and the rest of the crew, continuing their push forward for Anenra, a large source of offense and a denial from the paint on that early goal.
Yep, absolutely great save right there, keeping defensive hopes alive. So far, we've seen some high offensive plays throughout this entire stream. Right now, it's been kind of a defensive battle and also just a lot of ball control here, trying to make sure you have right possession and just carefully, conservatively looking for those openings. So definitely a lot of not too aggressive so far, and just making sure we're keeping level heads here in this game, because again, you're playing to not get that first loss here. So there's a lot of conservative action, and we got our first score. Anira 4 getting that, I believe. Well, unless it's a VI, I think it's, wait, no, it's a Anira 6. Getting my Roman numerals mixed up. My goodness. Take it away, Lon.
Either way, the 6th version of themselves. Can't imagine what the wrongness was with the first 5 versions, because incredible first goal, and Enra going for another, and will find it from the short paint right side. It's a 2-goal lead for the Bravehearts.
My goodness, I mean, just taking up the first 3 minutes of not scoring, or excuse me, first 2 minutes, and then the next 3 seconds getting up 2-0. This is just what we need from OLC here. And I mean, Anira just absolutely dominated performance so far on the offensive glass, offensive board. Now we got to see a response from TMC.
Yeah, you're down 2, but you've still got a lot of time left in this game. Although TMC has yet to score a goal, they're going to have another one in their back end. Anenra finds the hat trick.
And this time, an assist from Jake Herm here. And just a nice little bump here. And just the defender just didn't read that on time. Just absolutely a little miscue right there on the defense. So, again, just some nice fast-paced action here, getting set for OLC here. But, you know, game's not over. Plenty of time here. But Natural Gamer actually just took the words right out of my mouth. Just adding more to the board.
4 goals on 5 shots here with another top bins goal from the OLC Bravehearts. They found themselves in a very good lead with still over half the game left to go. The question is, can they continue their offense? They've looked like the best. We've watched them for multiple weeks, and it just feels like they continue to get better and better of their offensive side control. And again, allowing different players to score. Anenra found those first 3, then Natural Gamer finds another, and Jake has an assist as well. Everybody is getting involved for this team.
Yep, everybody's feasting here. Even though not everybody's scoring, everybody here is absolutely just in sync and in rhythm, knowing where the ball is, knowing where the other team is, placing that defense right there. Speaking of defense, nice little, kind of a little lucky shot right there, lucky save. Even though that's not going to get credited as a save, that was definitely getting ready to make a stop right there.
The big old post got in front of it with 100 seconds to go. It's the back woodwork. Jake, long shot, big goal towards the top right side. It's a team hat trick from the Bravehearts.
And now, yep, all players now getting on the board here. 5-0 OLC. Now, minute 40, if you're TLC, you got to figure out a way to, TMC, excuse me, you got to figure out a way to bump up that aggression. It is now go time. You're down 5. It's a tall task, but you got to find those boosts and get your speed up right here. Before that happens, 6-0. Man, Enra just put him in a bigger hole right here. I mean, just off the ceiling, and then there's nobody wide open. You want to be aggressive on offense, but not that aggressive where you don't have anybody at the goal.
And a really good read as well from OLC to recognize that slight Swiss cheese weakness, but here's a goal. Sakode will find their first from TMC. They find this really good kickoff and just follow it up from a boost from behind from their teammates.
Yep, an absolutely great read and a great find there, getting past the defenders. Just what they needed. Hopefully this is enough momentum for them to try to get back into this game here. You have less than 90 seconds of play here, so trying to figure out a way to step up your aggression and be more ruthless on offense. We got to figure out a way, because right now we're seeing all 3 players in their own goal. We gotta switch sides here, y'all.
They've got to find goals to do it though. And for right now, they've got just about 60 seconds left to go. They have a chance for sure, but right now they need to be able to build on something. Obviously, you've got a best-of-5 series in front of you. Jake is denied on their extra chance. I think the defense looks really good, but transition plays like this were few and far between. For Natural Gamer actually loses out the touch in the corner, but Skode isn't able to get in front of it. So it is just Jake fighting the open net and finding us flying to Brazil.
My goodness, that's a tale of 2 halves for this specific match here. The first 2:30, you had absolutely nothing going on, just conservative ball play, and now it's all of a sudden you look at the scoreboard, it's a totally different game. 7-1. OLC just absolutely just dominating the paint on the other side here, and it looks like they're about to do it again. Nobody at the goal, just Jake Herm once again, and just really just off the kickoff, or not quite off the kickoff, but just a nice feed here and just a quick little boost, finding that open ball. 8-1 OLC.
An incredible lead for themselves and an incredible goal scoring potential. This is what we have seen all throughout their regular season watch. Already 2-0, trying to stay flawless. And, you know, on the other side for TMC, for them, this is going to go down as their first game loss of their regular season. A lot to bounce back from in a best-of-5 series, but this scoreline, you honestly just have to wipe it away in the back of your head. Get ready for game number 2. Long shot is going to be saved away. So the defense is there. 5 saves this game is incredible, but TMC is going to have to find their offense if they want to come back in game number 2.
Absolutely. They're tasting the taste of defeat here in this first game loss, and I'll tell you what, I hope they feel this way, that, you know, they don't like this taste and it's disgusting and they don't want to lose another game from here on out. So you got that loss out of the way. Let's step up that aggression and get back into this fight here. You just got scored, like, OLC dropped 8 on you, and that just tells you got to figure out that defense here, and it all just came in the second half. So trying to figure out some ways. And I mean, another thing about OLC, I mean, we saw pretty much scores from everybody on the team. We're talking Enra, we're talking Natural Gamer, we saw a lot from Jake as well. So, I mean, they figured it out. They figured out their scoring right here. So now we need to find an answer from TMC.
We've said it already a couple times today, but this game number 2 feels like where you need to get it done. I mean, if you don't find the answer in game number 2, you have to pull off that reverse sweep. What quickly can go from a tied series on one track can completely derail and go down into an 0-2 series on the other track. And right now for TMC, they haven't showed the offense to battle back, but they've showed the pieces of their transition offense to be able to get that going. So very excited to see what they can do here in this game number 2.
Absolutely. And they're just able to find those openings quite easily. I mean, and just taking advantage of, like, the adjustments that TMC is trying to make, because we saw quite a few of those goals just wide open for OLC. So going into this next game, got a lot to clean up on the defense if I'm TMC here. So just maybe switch to a 2-1 defensive look here, or maybe even to start out, maybe just load the entire blue side here. But either way, just got to figure out a way to get going here on offense, and it looks like we're trying to see more aerial attacks from both teams, really trying to make something happen.
I like that aerial control, and I like that Jake has been able to get up there a few times to be able to contest right where the ball hits its peak rather than when it's going up at its lowest point. For Shkode and the rest of the team, though, their defense needs to get boost to activate, and Jake with that pop-up puts it into a dangerous spot for Enra, who finds first blood.
Yeah, there you go, and off the assist from Jake too, but it's just a little bit more of those defensive breakdowns. We see, I couldn't quite catch who exactly that was, but just the air, trying to get that stop from the air just wasn't gonna work, especially if you're Enra and just taking advantage of all the scoring right here for teams, or excuse me, for OLC. Oh my gosh, and just from the air too. Excuse me, just took my breath away, and now I'm choking.
Literally taking both of our breaths away here as Natural Gamer slots one down low bottom right. And honestly, that one perfectly set up. You talk about 2 goals, 2 assists here for the Bravehearts, who lead out in front here in this game. And their offense is back. Enra and crew will score. Everybody eats. It's another team hat trick.
And a very, very speedy one, if I say so myself. I mean, that took, 5 seconds, 12 seconds? Man, that just seems super, super quick. So OLC playing on another level of speed right there in terms of trying to get those shots up. Just taking advantage of those defensive holes, and it looks for a split second that we might have seen another defensive hole.
Their ability to just control their eyesight in front of them, what's directly in their windshield. They're not too focused about what's in the rearview mirror. Sidewinding shot there finds its way in Ben the Dark's hands, who tries to fight off as Jake retakes back in the sky. That aerial pressure you mentioned once again coming to fruition, and Jake actually yoinks away the boost, so just has more resources to play with.
Absolutely. Trying to figure out ways to get more scoring, and that's just going to be it there from Jake Herm off the feed from Enra. I mean, off the air too, into the pass, and just beats Chakotay on the pass. My goodness, what absolute just chemistry we're seeing from OLC.
And it's not only the factor of chemistry, it's the base scientific elements that they're bringing to the chemistry. It's the factor of their accuracy. Right now, they are 4 goals on 5 shots, 80% accuracy, with 4 assists on 4 goals, and make that 5 assists on 5 goals as Jake scores the hat trick.
All right, update that stat sheet once again, because we just saw more fast motion, fast passing, and fast scoring once again. And what's the clock right there? 3:17. We have not even reached 2 minutes into this game here. And I mean, we're on pace to see maybe another 10 score game here if we keep this pace up if I'm OLC.
They have just really controlled everything. It feels like through in and throughout the game, and not only have they not allowed them to score, they're scoring a lot themselves in the dark. Nice touch, and Jake gets denied as a secondary attempt, and Nenra for the third finally scores the goal.
It's just swarming the goal right there, and I mean, I believe it was Bed the Dark at that first initial save, but then all of a sudden we see just Nenra doing what he does best and just scoring the ball right in the paint. And I mean, they're just loading at this point. I mean, just bringing the entire house to try to score.
The house is theirs. Feels like they're playing almost with house money, and as they score this extra one, they'll score their 7th here in this game. But what is so interesting when you look at this season as a whole, it's only a 5-week regular season, so you don't have a lot of time to bounce back from losses, but wins mean so much more. So you're talking about a possibility for OLC to not only go out of this week 3-0, a guaranteed best result at the end of the season of a positive record, and then have already over 40 points scored across their 3 series, and then also have not dropped a single map. Like, that is confidence that can just not be matched.
Absolutely. And I mean, you look at the entire TCU landscape right here, you got to be feeling pretty good if you're OLC, especially after that goal right there from Natural Gamer. I mean, what more can you say? We're just seeing a lot of great team chemistry here, probably some of the best we're going to see in the TCU conference. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff we're seeing right here. We're on pace. I mean, we very well might see a 10 piece from OLC.
It's not uncommon, and Nenra finds yet another, and, well, hat tricks weren't enough. They already had 2 team hat tricks as a whole. Jake had a hat trick, while Nenra wanted one of their own slotted top bins. But again, this is not something that is against the norm. If you go back to the week 1 play for OLC, where they beat the Buffalo Chasers, they 3-0'd that series, but they won these 3 games, and I'll say this for just a pause for a second. 15-0, 10-3, and then 8-1. A combination of 33 goals in just 3 games to open up their week 1.
Yikes. That's a lot of points. That's, you know, it's almost like a high scoring, that's like almost basketball numbers in some cases if you're scoring like that. I mean, it'd be a treat to see some of that in like an actual soccer game or European Football League program, La Liga or anything like that. But see that in Rocket League, just what an absolute treat. And seeing that from OLC, they're really sending a statement right now saying, hey, we are the team in the TCU that's not going to be messed with here. Y'all got to get through us, try to beat our scoring first.
They look like the team to beat, and right now they've got a 9-goal advantage. The series is not over after this game. There still will be one more chance for TMC to try and strike back, but another leg touch will be Jake scoring their 5th, half the team's goals, 4 assists as well, involved in 9 out of 10 goals. Jake definitely deserving of the MVP.
There we go, bringing us to the double-digit lead here, our first double-digit of the, or our second one of the entire stream here. But my goodness. Just that chemistry, just on point. Everyone's feeling connected. Okay, how long was that? 3 seconds, 4 seconds? I was checking some stats, and all of a sudden, boom, we have another score here. So 11. We got our high score of the night so far, 11-0. And I mean, just if you're TMC, you're just thinking to yourself, okay, what more do we got to do? How aggressive do we have to be? Where can we improve here? And how can we get some of this momentum back as they're still trying to find a score?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We've seen some really good bright spots from a TMC team that, again, came into this matchup this week with a win on their win card. They have really good transition offense. If they can find some of these clears just like this one, if they can get down the field, can give themselves a lot better of a chance to score. Right now, they're trying to rely on their defense, but Anenra and Jake have just been dicing it apart with some of those aerial looks. With just 30 seconds left to go, this lead will definitely hold, but for OLC, my one concern with them is, will we ever see them burn out? It was the same concern we had in week number 1. Do they have enough goals left in the tank to continue this into a third game win?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it definitely happens for some teams. So if you have, don't get me wrong, this 11-point lead right here, this 11 piece that they just put up here, make it 12. My goodness, with Enra, you know, you have this big old lead right here, but again, as you mentioned, if you get burnt out, you know, that's a lot of juice you just left off the field, and then you got the potential for a reverse sweep from TMC. So good work getting this high score. Now you just gotta really keep that energy and keep matching it, and just make sure you read your opponents well, making sure they don't get any momentum going their way.
It's KFC chicken bucket numbers for OLC as they win themselves a game number 2 and set the stage for a possible sweep going into game number 3. Well deserved across all of their goals. Their offense continues to not only find goals in isolation, find each other on the passes, and their possession game is just so deadly right now at every single look. Now the question is, on the other side for TMC, can they step up right here, right now to start off a reverse sweep?
Absolutely. And it starts with just, you know, you mentioned their transition offense. You got to get that started somehow, because looking at the stat sheets, we only see 1 shot compared to the Bravehearts' 18 total shots. I mean, that is, that's just kind of an ugly stat line right there. You gotta bump that up. And I mean, it starts with just getting more aggressive just on the paint and strategizing a little bit more on defense. So just don't be too afraid to give up, like to lose a possession on the offensive side, because you can just figure out ways to get back on defense and make sure. So all you got to do, you just got to pump up that aggression. That's just start from there.
Yeah, and trying new things, it's always scary. Stepping outside your comfort zone, and not only Rocket League, but in life or in anything, is going to be tough. But sometimes you have to fail to learn how to succeed and learn the building blocks for what your team is going to succeed off of. And for this team, again, even if they lose this week, one of the good news is this is a very forgiving conference. You've got more weeks of regular season play. You've probably got more weeks of a career as well for a lot of these players that are kind of just starting out to get their grip on what this esport is. And you can get better and better as the league gets better and better. And sometimes losing to a team like this, iron sharpens iron, and you can prepare for success.
There you go. In a way, even though you might be losing to the other team, you know, you're helping each other out just get better. And seeing, not just in the TCU, but throughout all of EGF, I love seeing all the sportsmanship that we see from pretty much every team here from every conference, because they even acknowledge they're making each other better throughout every game here. So love the energy through the sportsmanship. But now we got to see more domination. Starting off with natural gaming here, 9 seconds. It only took him 9 seconds to score.
They're right back to it. And OLC, we talk about not only their success, but also their bench depth. That is the word I was looking for. Red Wolf War has subbed in for them as their third and is going to step up here in this game. We saw them in both of the last 2 weeks be able to get some action out on the field. They've got a deep bench. They've got 4 very, very good players. And now we get to see said fourth.
All right. Yep, that's going to be Res Wolf here coming in to help out his team to try to make sure that they can get some momentum going their way and trying to get some points on the board, because that's just what they need right now. So let's see how Res Wolf gets things going.
Excited. I think the Wolf brings a lot of aerial mentality. I think a lot of really interesting touches that the team can play off of, and even more synergy. I know after winning a game by double digits, by 12 points, you can say, how can they find more synergy than that? But it just feels like these 4 players, and even when they're subbing, they've played together, they've learned together, and the team is ready to go for another win. They've only got a 1-goal lead right now. If TMC can find a way to play defense, Jake says no, brings a battering ram and scores the second.
All right, it's going to be a new lineup here, but still same business, going to the paint, doing what OLC does best, and just score whenever they find an opening from the defense. And I mean, just absolute great stuff here from Jake Herm here. And now 2-0. A little bit of a slower start, if I can say so myself. Maybe not get the 12-point here, but we're still seeing some absolute scoring machines here from this team.
They've found ways to score across both of the first 2 games, and like a machine, they will find a way to score again. Jake, 2 goals, 1 assist off of 4 shots, and OLC is out in front rolling.
You're shaking and baking, and shake and bake from Jake. My goodness, just absolute great stuff right there. Just on the score here, nothing too fancy. All you got to do, just drive the ball to the goal. What more do you got to do in Rocket League? That's all you got to do.
Wise words from King. Just got to drive the ball, score some goals, win some games, and you know, OLC
from Talladega Nights, but
okay,
I won't take too much credit for that.
No, we'll give them that credit, but also, no, it is a good point where if you come down to the fundamentals of this game, it just feels like OLC are making this game look easy, which it's not. All these touches towards the back wall, again, they score from Natural Gamer. They make it look easy, which means it is really, really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to some fancy mechanics like some aerial goals and nice little lob passes like that, but at the end of the day, just figuring out different creative ways to score, not always going to be super helpful when you have just the old reliable, just simple drive, simple dunks, simple scoop and score, all you got to do. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you know how to read the defense, you can figure out different ways to score from just the back of your mind.
It's interesting that with still about half the game left to go, the defense is something that we've got to talk about for TMC that has found so much success. Although the score lines don't give the benefit of the doubt to their defense. I mean, again, you even look at this game. Škoda's got 2 saves. There's a double demo from Ben the Dark, and a lob-in shot is denied at the last moment from Jake. And although this is a score towards the other end, that is what I love to see. Trying different things, getting out of your back half. And honestly, that double demo was quite exciting.
Yeah, but it's good to see Red Wolf here trying to get the score here already. Now everybody's eating here for OLC, so this is definitely good to see your subs also contributing in a great way right here.
A full stack team, everybody getting involved here with about 2 minutes and some change left to go. And for TMC, again, even if a loss does befall them here for the series, at worst, they're 1-1 and have lots more matches to go. Jake says at best, we've found our 6th goal, the 3rd goal, and the hat trick for Jake.
My goodness. All right, just a simple clear shot there from Red Wolf War, also known as Res Wolf, and then just Jake cleans it up there at the very, very end. This is just team chemistry we're building, not just with their starters, but now with the new sub coming in. And now with two minutes left to play, all we're doing now is just more team development while adding more scores and potentially getting the dub at the end.
The dub is the ultimate goal, and another shot goes just wide left. Jake's going to go for the setup to the teammate, but Natural Gamer is on the rotate around. Red Wolf, a giveaway. Minotaur sends it up and will score! A big one from TMC as they chop the lead.
That's got to feel good, and also nice little long 46-mile-an-hour shot all the way close to half court there, or half the field. So that's just what they needed for TMC here. Get some of that scoring in, making sure you guys know how to you get that rhythm back. If it's not going to be in this series, it's going to be in this next week.
Ooh, double setup there, and lots of building blocks. Like that you mentioned that, a chance to learn, a chance for this team to grow upon the seeds that they have sown. Down with 80 seconds left to go, though. Right now, growing this lead ever further, trying to chop it down off the double. Minotaur, nice setup, and it's a bar down shot and goal. Two different scores on back-to-back attempts from TMC.
All right, that's Scody on the clear there, finding the nice hole on defense. And hey, listen, down 4 with a minute 15 left. We've seen crazier things happen. I've said it once before. I'll say it again. I mean, you're letting TMC score this quickly here. You might don't want to sleep on them just yet. This game's definitely not over.
Far from it. 60 seconds left to go. Minotaur, a shot there will go above their ball, but Ben the Dark is down one. All of a sudden, team hat trick, 3 goals in a row off of 5 shots here, and TMC is right back in things.
There we go, putting something together off the assist from Scody right there. I mean, don't let them get too hot now. If you're OLC, this night is not over, and I mean, still just barely under a minute. My goodness, that's aggression we're seeing from TMC. We needed to see that pretty much all that series.
I like what they're doing from their kickoffs too. But yeah, it would have been nice to see this 14 minutes ago in that game number 1. But this is what OLC has been doing to teams. You just can't establish your game plan because you never have enough time to adapt to their mountain of scoring goals that they bring. With 30 seconds left to go, dangerous back wall U-turn. Ben the Dark is going to come up to contest it, sending some risks, sending to the net. Red Wolf can't get the stop, and it's another for Ben.
All right, there we go. 24 seconds left. Maybe TMC can salvage this series here. And it's really just a nice shot, but at the end of the day, you just got to be ready on defense. So OLC probably just getting a little caught off guard here at the very end here. Left a big hole on defense.
Just trying to hold on to their 2-goal lead that they've built up in Minotaur. Another fadeaway shot, not this time. Red has a lot on their plate as Natural Gamer pre-jumps this one, and we're under to single digits. Trying to play the defense. Jake has got the nail and puts it in the coffin for the 7th.
There we go. We thought we were going to see some last-minute heroics from TMC, but just a gaping clear hole, and Jake's just going to take advantage of that no matter what. So, you know, great to this last final push we saw from TMC. This was great what we saw there, but at the end of the day, it's the OLC Bravehearts. They're going to take the series in a 3-0 sweep.
They are now +9 in terms of map differential over the course of 3 series. They have got themselves 3 very big wins as a whole and are now just in the driver's seat, in control of the TCU Esports Conference for Rocket League. You talk about the setup to the execution, all very, very good. And I think their day is going to get even better when they go back to look at some of their mistakes, because as much as you say, okay, they were starting to lose their lead in that last game, they have had very little footage of teams actually scoring on them. So this might actually be a chance for them to learn about what their defense can improve upon.
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely want to take advantage of that game tape right there if you can, because I mean, it was looking really, really good here there from TMC at the very, very end, just getting that nice white hot fire streak going on, trying to potentially keep this series alive just for one game, but figuring out a way at the end of the day, just taking advantage of the miscue at the end. And I mean, OLC, they have something to celebrate there, but don't want to go too crazy on celebrating because now there's scoring against y'all. So just got to figure out, this is a good way, like you said, this is a good way to improve upon y'all's teamwork and just taking care of yourselves and just getting better throughout the rest of the season.
Always chances to improve. And you know what? It's going to be interesting coming up after our short break. We've actually got an interview with the OLC crew once again after their victory. We'll talk about how they've been improving and more. But before we do, again, we've got to set up that interview. Don't go too far, because right after this break, we'll see an interview with the OLC Bravehearts.
Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in. No holding back, can't pretend. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in. No holding back, can't pretend. Look at you now. You finally did it, finally made your mama proud. Yeah, they doubted, but the fire never drowned. Your haters in the crowd, all eyes on you now. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in. No holding back, can't pretend. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in. No holding back, can't pretend. Your friends, they talk, saying you should be the one to stop. They say you're wrong. Don't you let them get into your thoughts. They're gonna tell you anything, but that's not the way you should think. You're a star, gonna win it all. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in. No holding back, can't pretend. Chasing the wind, gotta love it while you can. In the moment, let it in. No holding back, can't pretend.
Welcome back, everybody. Still here at EGF's coverage of Collegiate Rocket League in the TCU Esports Conference. But it is a same face from the exact same last week. OLC with another 3-0 sweep. And we are joined with Anenra from the victorious crew. First of all, how does it feel to be 3-0 and yet to drop a single game in the TCU Conference?
Feels pretty good, actually. We're keeping that momentum up, which is what I wanted with us, and hopefully we keep on getting more wins throughout the season, and yeah, just be on the lookout for that.
Absolutely. And I mean, just kind of talk about how you guys gel as a team here. I know, like, you were in for the first two games, and then you had Rez Wolf kind of sub you out here. Kind of just talk about, like, just how deep your roster is going in, because, I mean, you're the absolute scoring machine, but in that third game, it looked like you guys just still continued that scoring no matter what.
Right, yeah, we could, whenever, like, on our off time, whenever we have, free time, we try to link up and just play together, play scrimmage or play online games, try to build up that chemistry, which is what I wanted as well with us, to learn our different play styles and continue to build that chemistry. And doesn't matter if we're on different ranks, we just hopefully can contribute as much as we can to each other.
Awesome. And at the end of that last game, it looked like TMC kind of started to put something together with 4 straight goals, trying to catch up with y'all. Kind of just, what was the message to just rally at the very end to make sure they didn't get hot and try to steal a game away from y'all?
We tend to have like this mindset where if we have a decent lead, we tend to get comfortable and try to, be cute with little plays. But I try to remind them that, hey, it doesn't, like, the clock is still going. If it's 0, it's 0. It doesn't matter. Just keep on playing. It's not over till it's over. Try to maintain that lead as much as we can, and just get back into it. That aggressive mind space rather than just sitting back and be comfortable.
Awesome. And now you guys just still continually not being able to drop a game if you even tried, because I mean the scoring you guys just bring to the table is just on another level. What do you want the rest of the league to know about y'all going in for the rest of the season?
That we're ready. We're ready for any college coming at us. You can try to practice as much as you can, but I feel like we're gonna have the upper edge no matter what. Try to be humble as much as I can here, because we do make mistakes as well. But I mean, we're ready. We're always gonna be ready for anyone. So be on the lookout for us. Be on the lookout for Jake. Our MVP for tonight. And
absolutely awesome. Love the confidence, love the energy. Look forward to seeing you guys once again. Just put on some absolute scoring machine performances we saw. Llama, gonna hand things off to you. What do you got for our guy here?
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back weeks, obviously sitting here in the interview booth, what have you kind of liked from this week of practice specifically? Because I know you talked about improving on some of those late-game scenarios where you allow teams back in, or your defensive struggles at the end of last week. What have you really liked about this week of practice specifically?
I feel like we are growing. I feel like I'm trying to get everyone out of their comfort zone a little bit. Like I said, we're on different ranks, so we don't know a whole lot, or we're struggling with certain mechanics or certain, different little things that we need to work on. So we're trying to practice as much as that as we can. During that third game or second game, Natural Gamer said he was working on those aerial shots. So that's why I like, just work on certain things that we feel like we need to improve upon. So that's my favorite out of the practice this week, and hopefully we can grow more together.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, getting to hear those specific things. I mean, again, growing week over week is obviously not as much as improvement as you can see from maybe like a whole year of improvement. So really nice to hear about that. And I mean, you guys are 3-0. You've got 2 more matches left of the regular season. I mean, how happy are you guys that you're 3-0?
We're pumped up. We're hyped. I mean, to be undefeated so far and hopefully maintain that record and going into the final game, it's a surreal feeling, and hopefully we can continue to make a name for ourselves going on.
Been exciting to watch you, and now here's your chance. I know we gave a chance to you last week to shout out some people, but here's another chance. Whatever it be, teammates, family, the floor is yours.
I'd like to first give a shout out to my nieces who are watching. You know who you are. Give a shout out to my teammates, and hopefully we can continue on this winning streak. And shout out to my college I'm representing, OLC. Bravehearts to the front.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Anenra from the victorious OLC Braveheart crew picks up yet another 3-0 dub and has found their way into a 9-0 position. But, I mean, King of Hills, what a day. From across 3 different leagues, we got 3 very different series throughout our action today.
Yep, we started out with a game. It came down to game 5 at the very end of the first one, and then we went back-to-back sweeps at the very end. But here's the thing. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, we're seeing just some of the best in terms of just Rocket League players in general. And seeing that they're in college, we're starting them out young, they're only going to get better from here. I mean, I'm looking forward to not just even from the losing teams as well, because I mean, we saw some amazing plays from really everybody on the field here. So really excited to see what the future holds for all these teams here. And then, of course, we also got playoffs coming up here. Blink and you're going to miss them. So definitely want to keep an eye out with all these teams going into playoffs, because we're going to have some high-level action coming up.
Yeah, I mean, from all of our teams here in Rocket League, of course, make sure you're following the stream, turn on those notifications for next week's Rocket League action. We've got all 3 conferences returning for another set of best of 5s, but our week is not done here at the EGF coverage. We've actually got Valorant and our first ever Call of Duty streamed matchup tomorrow. So make sure to tune in on both of those. We've got Dual Esports. To stay in the loop, you can go follow over on X at x.com/officialegf. You can also go find both King and myself over there as well, and the main man, Nicholas, in the back end, pressing buttons, doing the production. We got the easy job. We get to yell at Rocket League for a whole day. He's out there putting out fires. So a huge shout out to Nick and the entirety of our admin staff that make our esports possible. With that wraps us up for the day. From King, from Llama, that's going to do it for AGS coverage of Collegiate Rocket League, and we'll see you next time.
Stars were dancing in their light.